the news is in the way. So I have to flip and click all the time, minimize. I can't get the minimize. I don't know where it is. I click on it. It doesn't want to minimize. I have to click on more stuff. And then after a while, I figure out, okay, now I can minimize it. And then it's still in the space of my trades.
When you were dealing on your thingy account, on your demo account, sometimes you used to show what you were doing in your live account.
That it times out on me, which is really, really annoying. Because if I leave a screen running on Trade Nation for a while, all of a sudden it comes up and says inactive log out, which sometimes it even does it in the middle of a trade, which is really annoying because I'll be watching in one screen but trading on my phone or trading on a computer.
It's particularly frustrating. I find that it's kind of stupid that you can one-click a trade to put a trade on, but to cancel an order, it takes 3 clicks.
You don't have a button to do a one execution. So it's not, I have to push the button and then go to confirm. It's moved by then.
No, it's not as sleek because, like obviously bank transfer happens instantly in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Like the same automation you've applied on withdrawal, obviously without knowing the backend processes and all the regulations and stuff like that, can they not be the case on the way in as well? Because I'm sure like the moment I send it to Barclays, the money's there. So couldn't there be some form of automation that just brings it to the, like, say within 5 minutes? Today, I think it takes like a day or something like that. The bank deposit, and that's the one I like to use. If I'm really in a rush, I use the debit card.
Okay.
Which then happens real time, but I don't want to use the debit card. So.
And I put a lot of time putting all my, certain charts and things on there. And then sometimes when I come back to it, they've just gone.
I sometimes do within the web, like, some setup, but then it doesn't save the workspace.
Yeah, right.
And the iPad's really weird, actually, because if you have to log into your screen vertically with it in portrait, but then you can then turn it into landscape, but you can't log in landscape. It's really weird. It doesn't on an iPad. It won't rotate manually. I have to turn my iPad the right way up to log in.
The mobile, there's no point even trying to trade on it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah? Even the desktop, there's no point trying to trade on it.
So I'm manually having to write that down because there's no way of exporting it. So I'm going through 30 pages of this was my position, this was my stop. As soon as I click on any other window, if I'm on page 28 of those 30 pages, as soon as I click anywhere else on my screen, that goes back to page 1.
Show up in someone else's broker list. So someone else has done a broker list and you're in that list.
Yep.
You're not like just when you type in Trade Nation, it don't come up.
Yeah.
Fixed spreads or.
I know that you have different spreads at different times, but I don't really know if you just choose when you want that to be, or is it set at certain times?
But if I'm on my laptop, I have to scroll to the right to get to the chart features and all the features. So I can't drag the window so that everything fits into my screen.
In one of the releases, actually, it got screwed up, and then I was providing feedback like, what the hell has happened here? Because it's not as smooth as it used to be.
And I went to trade, and I go, oh my god! And then my candles were like millimeters, and I'm going, I can't trade. And for about 3 days, I thought I can't trade. And then the MAs were detachable from the back thing, and I go, this is no good.
Is that on?
Oh my god! I don't want to have to leave Trade Nation.
Even if you had fixed spread, but I can only trade in US dollars, I would not open my account. Still close my account.
Okay.
I have the markets open if I'm trading. Depending on what my strategy is, I go to that broker with the platform that does it, right? So now, practically, I think, you are losing business because of some functionality that I need, because I'm having to go to Pepperstone on things, because I know if I may go into that trade and go to a school run. So I need to manage it from my phone.
On your phone.
MT5 is a lot easier to manage on the phone than Trade Nation's mobile app, because go back to ticket, go back to chart, this, it just becomes a nightmare, right?
One thing was sometimes the site got frozen. Okay. So I was in and sometimes when it was very volatile, yes, and I saw it, okay, I have 20 plus, and then I wanted to
Leave. Yeah.
to leave,
Yeah.
and it was frozen, and
Oh, no.
I tried it, and then I took my mobile and tried it on another device, and then sometimes it was, instead of 20 plus, it was 10 minus, yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was even in my favor, yes. It was
Yeah.
only 5 plus, and then I closed it with 50 plus, yes.
The security about this access to the account. Okay, I have one password. I have the user ID, and that's it. I don't know if it's important to have more than these 2 points to have the access to the account.
Yeah.
The reason why I don't use Trade Nation as my main account is simply, I mean, you don't have most of the security in place that other platforms provide. One of them being 2-factor authentication, which unfortunately is very, very, very big for me. As you know, passwords are very, very easily broken nowadays, and that is actually one of the suggestions that I would make for your new platform. Or
your Trade Nation platform, it has got better over the years. I don't deny it, but I've experienced a lot of lag, a lot of freeze moments.
Okay.
And especially when you have a lot of influx in orders and peak times, probably opening first 2 hours of the open, 1 hour before the open onwards for 2 to 3 hours. So I've had many situations where my screen is frozen.
I mean, it has to have a dark mode, which is one of my. I hate bright lights at night. I sleep with a couple of screens next to me, and if it's a white screen, I mean, I know your charts have dark mode. You can say that's okay, but the main screen doesn't, for example, and that is a bit of a deal breaker for me.
At first, it looks more modern and friendly, and then it gets a little bit cool. So maybe it can even look a little bit more friendly, and so that you have the feeling to be invited from the side to look at it and to use it. It's very how you know the word sterile?
Oh, sterile.
Sterile, yes, sterile, yes.
Okay.
For me, but it's just my opinion, yes.
What do you think will make you move to a competitor over us? I know you're already with IB, but what would make you leave Trade Nation?
Well, if I start, for example, seeing a lot of execution issues, like a lot of slippage or anything like that, that's one of the reasons. Another reason would be if I see anything online that might damage your reputation, like, for example, not paying out withdrawals or anything like that. If I read anything in the news that you're in danger of being insolvent or anything like that, I mean, there's a lot of things that would make you, go to a competitor.
Okay.
If your platform stops working with my computer, for example, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to money. You don't really want to play around when it comes to money,
No, I understand.